The first two problems are easier. The third problem is harder. Okay. C is directly west of A. A is 110 degrees. C is 42 degrees. B is 28 degrees. I'm actually going to draw a compass. Some people make a little one out of paper and label it and use it on their test. I would allow that. No, you cannot use your phone. I don't care. All right, so I got northeast, south, and west. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place myself at A. If I'm standing at A, what direction will I travel to get from A to C? You travel straight west. That is our directional bearing. I'm going to now give a numerical bearing. Between 0 to 360, what is the direction I travel? 270 degrees. Got it? Now, we're not going to give the entire answer here, but what is the general direction to get from A to B? The general direction from A to B is northeast. Now, I left a space there on purpose. Now I'm going to drag this compass over to C. We'll do the easy one. What's the bearing to get from C to A? East. Give me a numerical bearing between 0 and 360. 90 degrees. So we're okay with that. As I'm standing at C, what's the general direction to get from C to B? Northeast. Here's what's kind of difficult for people to figure out. You know, how many degrees do we travel to get from C to B? You know it's somewhere between 0 and 90, right? And depending on where we're sitting, it's more complicated to figure out. So, you know, if you're able to do a different way, that's fine. But just about everybody, I teach you to start drawing in these horizontal and vertical grid lines. And so wherever I have a vertice on the triangle, I draw horizontal and vertical grid lines to complete kind of a big box. And I draw it so that this is a 90-degree angle here. This is a 90-degree angle here. So if this is 42 degrees, what is this? 48. How'd you get that? So you see it makes a 90-degree angle, and so 48 is going to be left over from the 42 from 90. Okay, I've got a big triangle here. All the angles of the triangle add up to 180. So I got 180 minus 90 is 90, minus 48 is 42. So you're saying that this is an alternate interior angle? Yes. Sometimes they say alternate interior angle, and some people start freaking out because they realize that they have to remember something from their, you know, freshman year, and they're like, oh, I can't do that. So, all right. Now, this angle right here, well, this is a straight line, adds up to 180, so this would be 70. And then I know that all the interior angles of a triangle add up to 180, so that would be 20. So that means that these three angles should all add up to, which I have, correct? Very good. So now we will begin writing more exact directional bearings for our travel. I'm going to take my compass and I place it right here. You told me it was a northeast direction to get from C to B. Here's what you now have to write. From north, how many degrees do I turn to the east? I turn 48. That means north 48 degrees east, or from north, I turn 48 degrees to the east. Now, to come up with the numerical bearing, north, again, is 0 degrees. This is 90. This is 180. This is 270. And 360 all the way around. So if I turn 48 past 0, what does that bring me to? 48. So this is my directional bearing. This is my numerical bearing. Let's now go over to A. Wait till you see letter B, and then see if you have the same question, okay? I'm going to put myself at B. What is the general direction to get from B to A? South, west. So from south, how many degrees do I turn towards the west? I turn 20 degrees. So from 180, I turn 20. Did I turn 20 in front or 20 back? 20 in front. So I add 20 and I get 200. Okay, watch again, okay? When you get this, it'll really start to click. Watch, okay? South is 180, right? West is 270. So if I'm traveling southwest, then my numerical bearing has to be somewhere between 180 and 270. Would you agree? So how do I come up with 200? From south, which is 180, I turned 20 degrees past 180. Better? Yep. Let's go B to C. What's the general direction to get from B to C? Southwest. Yep. So from south, how many degrees did I travel to the west to get to that line? 48 degrees to the west. So what would the numerical bearing be? 228. Is that Lolly? Good job. We have one left. We have A to B. For some people, this one's complicated. I'm going to place myself right here at A. Give me the general direction again. Northeast. If you notice, it would be nice to have this angle right here, wouldn't it? It's 20. If that's 70, then that has to be 20. Sure. Alternate interior angles are congruent. So from north, we turn 20 to the east. So it's north 20 degrees east. So north is 0, right? So if you turn 20 past 0, you are at 20. That's why it's the same. Okay. Now I will show you how to check your answers and verify that's correct. And the next one will go quicker. Look at A to B, B to A. I'm going to walk from A to B, and then I'm going to turn and walk from B to A. So I'm walking from A to B. I get there, and I then turn and walk from B to A. How many degrees did I turn? I turned 180 degrees. Look at 20 to 200. They differ by 228, 48, 90, and 270. Then look at these directional bearings. Northeast, southwest, both are 20. Southwest, northeast, both are 48. West and east, exactly opposite. You see that? So that should verify that your answers are correct. Flip it over. Okay, this one, B is directly north of A. It says A is 68, B is 50, and C is 62 degrees. Right away, I'm going to draw on my grid lines. Somebody give me an angle. Help me out. Give me one of these angles first. Let's fill this out. 40, yep, we got 40 here. 22. Nope. Can't get the shape filled out, we can't do the problem. 68. Yeah, like this angle here, there's three ways to figure it out. They all add to 180, or the interior triangle, they all add to 180, or alternate interior angles are congruent. I mean, you got lots of options. I just, I don't know where your geometry skills are at. I don't have you. So here we are. We've got this piece. I'm going to draw my compass because that's how I roll. Okay, B roadie, you wanted me to go up to B, right? A to B. Okay. I'm at A. I'm going to B. What's my direction? North, which is 0 degrees. If you wanted to write 360, you could. Okay. What is the general direction to get from A to C since I have my compass there? North, west. From north, how many degrees do I turn towards the west? I turn 68 degrees. Did you turn 68 degrees past 0 or 68 degrees back of 360? So that would be 292 then. You're going to subtract it off of 360 instead of 0. Or 270 plus 22 would be fine as well. Okay, I'm going to move. Where do you want me to move? Awesome, we'll go to B. We're at B. Direction from B to A. South, 180. B Locke says is easy stuff. What's the general direction get from B to C? Southwest. From south, how many degrees do we turn towards the west? 50 degrees. Is that 50 past 180 or 50 back of 180? Past 180. 230 degrees. Oh, I'm done with that spot. Time to move over to C. Oh, why'd you do that? What's going on? Oh, well. No. I'll just draw another compass. Okay. Northeast, C to B. From north, how many degrees to the east? 50, which is 50 past 0 or 50. General direction of C to A. Southeast. From south, how many degrees to the east? Are you ready for the last one? The last one is more complicated. Yeah, we do not have a direct north, south, or east-west line. Not really. So what we have is B to A is south 20 degrees to the east. So if I draw a compass here, what I know is that angle is 20 degrees. That's what I'm given. Anybody got a good idea? You could. That's one way to do it. You could also do a triangle like this. I'm going to kind of clean this area up here. Kind of sloppy. Sweet. It says A is 80 degrees. C is 35. And I'm going to hold off on B. B is a total of 65. 65 minus 20 is 45. So somebody help me out here. Right here, which is 45. Okay, and so then B. Rhodey says that if this is 20, then this is 70. 20. Yep, this one will be 10. That one's 80 sitting right there, right? Okay. More difficult to set up and to see, right? It's a lot easier if it's tilted more or if you have a straight east, west, north, south line. So south 20 east. So from south, if I turn 20 to the east, what is that? Give me a numerical bearing to go with this. 160. Good. Now I'm going to grab my compass. No, I'm still at B. I got to do B to C. General direction, B to C. Southwest. Yep, 45 degrees. 45 plus 180 is 225 degrees. Good job. All right, you want to move to C or to A? All right. My compass isn't drawn very well. It looks like it's falling right along this line right here. It really shouldn't. We should be a little bit above that line. Do you see that? So I didn't do a very good job of drawing that, unfortunately. Thank you. So if I'm going A to B, general direction, north, west. From north, I turn good 20 degrees to the west. 340. General direction of A to C. Southwest. From south, how many degrees do you turn to the west? 80. Good, 260. Then I move to C. General direction of C to B. 45, 45. From C, how many degrees do you turn to get to A? 80. So from the north, 80 degrees, turn to the east. 80. On the test, you only have to come up with one or the other. These are directional bearings. These are numerical bearings. You only have to come up with one or the other. But on the worksheet, you need to come up with both. Again, verify your answers. Do these two differ by 180? Yep. These two, yep. These two, yep. I got northwest, southeast, southwest, northeast, southwest, northeast. I got 80, 80, 45, 45, 20, 20. So it looks like it works out pretty well. So I verified my answers. Don't be surprised if you show up on, well, maybe tomorrow, but most likely Monday, and you have a question. I'll do a problem for you again in class from your worksheet. Okay? But if this confuses you, you're not alone. Okay?